All right, let's talk some Murrieta Valley football here on the Inland Sports Show. They are the back-to-back Southwestern League champions. And, Jeff, we've said this before. We sound like broken records at this point, but the Southwestern League is just so good, top to bottom. Let's bring on Coach Wilson here. Coach, man, to win a Southwestern League title, at least in my eyes, in my estimate, that carries a lot of weight. There's so many good high school football teams, players, coaches in the Southwestern League. To come out on top, especially if it's 5-0, that speaks volumes. What does it mean to go back-to-back in the Southwestern League like you guys have done?
You're exactly right, Pep. It's, I look at some of our big wins last year, like beating Cajon, beating Oaks Christian, beating Santa Margarita, and then you go to our league games in the Southwestern League, it's halftime, it's a 7-point game.
Yeah.
Halftime, it's a tie game. So playing in the Southwestern League, we were in battles. And, it just speaks to what you're saying of the pedigree of the league. It's a tough go every year, and we're really proud of being the back-to-back champions in that league.
Now, we got Hank Bachmeier in the house, quarterback. I mean, we've been talking about him forever because we've been talking about him for forever. Now he's finally a senior.
He has been playing high school football for 19 years, Pep.
It sure feels like it.
19 years.
We've been talking about him since he was a freshman. Hank, does it feel weird you're finally a senior? Like, I mean, you're going to go to Boise at the winter break. I mean, it's almost over now.
Yeah, it's been a crazy ride, crazy experience. I'm so glad just everything that's happened for me. And, yeah, it's coming by fast. And I still remember my first game. I still remember my first day at school. And it's just crazy that I'm coming into my senior year.
Now, do you feel like, I don't want to say pressure, but this is your time to shine because, you don't have Marquis Spiker, around, and you've had some great running backs the last couple of years. It's like, okay, I'm the guy. I'm going to have to, I don't want to say put the team on your shoulders because I'm sure there's other great players on your team, but now you're a senior. You're the guy. Everyone's going to kind of look to you, right, to lead this team?
No, I don't really look at it like that. I look at it like we got some great guys coming through the program. We got some great receivers, great skill guys. New O-line coming through, lost 4 guys on the O-line, but it's going to be the same, I think, just offensively, and then we're going to be just doing the same thing, and I think we're going to be all right.
As a senior, do you kind of maybe, enjoy the moments a little bit more? You kind of relishing like, hey, this is going to be my last training camp, in high school. This is going to be, my last first game. This is my last homecoming game. You kind of, are you already kind of setting yourself up to, enjoy those moments,
I mean, I haven't really looked at it like that so far. I look at it like it's been 105 degrees outside and we got to go out and practice. So it's been really hot.
That's true, too.
Yeah, it's been pretty hot outside. But, I mean, like you said, I'm going into my senior year, and I'm really excited, and I'm just going to cherish these moments coming up. So it'll be an awesome experience.
We're talking Murrieta Valley football here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. Let me bring Coach Wilson back behind the mic as well. Coach, is it really going to be 5 years this coming season at Murrieta Valley for you as the head coach?
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
It's funny. I was just talking to a guy probably 2 hours ago, and I walk around Murrieta Valley in conversation like, yeah, I'm new here. And then someone called me on it a couple months ago. Coach, it's your 5th year. You're not new here.
You're not the new guy anymore.
So that kind of brought in perspective. It's like, wow, because it seems really quick. Like Hank was saying, it seems like we just had Hank's first game.
Yeah.
And it was a while ago, man.
So I'm looking at your schedule, and, I know you guys never shy away from anybody. You talked about going through Southwestern League play and playing at a certain level that you're ready for the Division I playoffs. So I'm looking at your non-league here, and certainly there's not a single game throughout your entire season between non-league and Southwestern League play, and I'm assuming you guys will be in the Division I playoffs again. There's not a single game where it's an easy one. You guys have a tough schedule. Before we go through them individually, when you look at the entire schedule for Murrieta Valley, you're like, how do you look at it? Do you say, oh my gosh, this is going to be tough, or man, I can't wait to see my guys rise to the challenge of playing some of these great teams?
It's a difficult schedule. It's pretty similar to the schedule we've had the last 2 years. And, I attribute things like beating Santa Margarita in the Division I playoffs to running through a schedule where we beat 2 CIF champions during the season. It's the only way to get ready for something like that.
Yeah. Okay, so you open the season at Santiago. I know you guys probably want to get a little payback in that one, the way it went last year. You also have Cajon, which was one of the best games we saw last year at San Bernardino Valley College. You guys will host this time around against the Cowboys. San Clemente, a rematch of that CIF championship game from 2 seasons ago. Then on the road at Oaks Christian, which is never easy, right? And you've had some battles with them. And you'll finish up non-league play at Buena Park. Coach, any way you slice it, that non-league schedule, I'm excited about because those are great matchups. But any way you slice it, that's tough, right?
Yeah. It's not a lot of new teams. I mean, we played Cajon and San Clemente and Oaks Christian last year, so there's some familiarity there. The Cajon's going to be a fun one. I just got an email last week. It's going to be the TV game that week for Fox Sports. So the kids always get fired up for stuff like that.
Yeah.
That we're already fired up, but that just gives it another edge. But they're great teams, man. The coaches are great guys, and like you said last year, that they were battles.
Hank, let me ask you, since Coach just brought up the Cajon game, because as Inland Empire football fans, we love it when we got two local teams going head-to-head. We're going to have the two best quarterbacks in the IE going head-to-head with yourself and Jaden Daniels at Cajon High School. You know him pretty well. Do you guys run into each other at all the rivals camps and all the different things that you guys go to?
Yeah, I know Jaden very well. Great guy on and off the field. I'm just really excited to play him again this year. And we made a great bond just coming up through the high school ranks. And just we're both going to college. He's going to make a decision pretty soon somewhere. And I'm really excited for him and just how successful he's been coming up. And it's going to be a great game, and I'm excited.
Like, going back through that non-league schedule, Santiago, Cajon, San Clemente, Oaks Christian, Buena Park, it's really a way for you guys to showcase where this team's going to be at, right? I mean, before you even get to Southwestern League play. Are you excited just for the challenge of saying, hey, you know what? You'll know through the first 2, 3, 4 games, like, what this team's going to be all about, right?
For sure. Like Coach Wilson was saying, we played a few of those teams. Like, this will be my third year playing a couple of those teams. And it definitely shapes the way your team's going to go and kind of building them and molding them together, like how you're saying. And I'm really excited. Just you get an identity and you kind of find it in pre-league, going into the league, and then going into playoffs. So I'm really excited about these preseason games.
Now, Coach, help me here. So San Clemente, they're Division I, right?
Correct.
Oaks Christian, D1?
Yeah, they got moved up to D1, yeah.
I thought they did. Santiago, 2 or 3?
I want to say 3.
3. Cajon's 3, and Buena Park, I'm not sure. So, I mean,
I think Cajon might have got moved up to 2.
they were one of the last teams in 3. I think
they're in 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think they were like one of the last ones. I thought for sure. Because my reasoning was, they beat Rancho Verde. Rancho Verde was the Division III champion from a year ago, and they beat them by 40 or whatever that was. But they look at the last two. It's a convoluted formula, but they're Division III nonetheless. So even before you get to Southwestern League play, you play 5 really good teams. So it's almost like your non-league prepares you for league, and your league prepares you for playoffs. Does that make sense?
I mean, with who we're going to see in the playoffs, we don't have a lot of options. I mean, if we're going to play at this level in the playoffs, we have to play a schedule like this. If we roll into the Division I playoffs with one of these weak schedules, that doesn't put us in a good spot at all. So the good thing is, like we were saying, we're used to playing a schedule like this. I think probably 2 years ago, heading up to Oaks Christian 2 years ago sounded kind of crazy.
Was that the wild game that you guys pulled off?
Yeah, it was like, what was it, 65?
70, 60.
We won 70-62
That's
at their
a great
place.
basketball game, right?
Yeah, exactly. They were unbelievable. But that was a great stepping stone game for us.
Would you say that was a
IE.
turning point? Like, did it feel like, hey, we can go on the road and beat one of the premier teams in the state? Did it feel like something changed maybe after that?
I would say the year before that, we had a couple signature wins. Hank's freshman year, Citrus Hill was ranked really high. We were they were state
2015,
champions,
yeah.
And we beat them by 20 points, probably our second or third game. Also that year, we went to the quarterfinals and we were beating Mission Viejo at halftime, and that was Hank's freshman year. And I felt that was a big turning point, because then coming into that next season, we got a little taste of playing with the big boys and getting out of the IE and messing with other people. And then obviously 2 years ago, we run all the way to the championship, and from there, now we're kind of keeping it rolling, and expectations are high for all of us.
Speaking of that championship game in San Clemente, was playing them during the regular season, was this already in place for years to come before you guys ran into each other in that CIF title game in 2016?
It was not. We got to know them in that title game. When you kind of move up into Division I, it's hard to get games. And we talked with San Clemente, and fortunately they were willing to play us. And their Coach Ortiz, a great guy. And we hooked up on a contract. We went to their place last year, played them on the ocean, and now they're coming into Murrieta, California.
That's not a bad deal to get them coming out here. What about the Cajon? How did that come together? I'm just curious about that as well.
I think that was a pretty routine kind of thing. Cajon had been on the upswing, and they wanted to step up their schedule. Mm-hmm. So I think it was more on their end. They wanted to play someone kind of highly regarded.
You guys are a Division I team,
and the talent on their team and their coach does a great job. They're unbelievable. The talent level on that Cajon team, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, because I looked at their senior class from last year, and I'm like, how do you replace those guys? And then I go on Twitter, and these backups that really didn't see a lot of playing time last year, they're getting Pac-12 offers. I'm like, okay, they're fine. I'm not going to worry about Cajon. They've got guys coming up. Does it apply to Murrieta Valley as well? I know, obviously, Spiker rewrote the record book for everyone in receiving. You got some young guys that you're excited about coming up through the program?
Oh, absolutely. We have two really explosive receivers, and a third receiver that's really good too. So we have three good, really young receivers. We have a tight end with an SC offer. He's going to do big things for us this year. So we have Hank's got some weapons. Hank knows he has some weapons, and it's kind of business as usual for us. We're always trying to improve, but at our level, we just keep it rolling.
Hank, let me ask you, what kind of a leader are you behind the scenes, on the sidelines? Are you a rah-rah guy, scream, jump up and down, or do you handle your business, try to lead by example, so people know this is the Murrieta Valley way? Or somewhere in between, maybe.
I don't know. I can be serious when I want to be, and I can be laid back when I want to be. They all work hard. Everyone knows kind of what, Coach Wilson expects, what Murrieta Valley expects, and it's just kind of been a culture since I've been coming in. And the guys that I looked up to, and then now the guys kind of coming through that are younger than me now kind of expect what Murrieta Valley football is about. So they kind of get the example just from being on the field and the culture kind of trickling down from the upperclassmen. So a lot of the upperclassmen are all leaders, and they do a great job. So
you got training camp next week, right? I mean, like the helmets come on, it's going to get real. That first game against Santiago, that's a week 0, right? So that's the 17th. Yes. Man, so the football season is right around the corner. I mean,
got moved up a week,
yeah. Yeah, so hopefully you guys will be playing deep into December, right? And playing for something big at the end. But when you go through training camp, how much of it is about, learning maybe some young guys that you're playing with a lot more, or, installing some new things on offense? I mean, what are some of the things that you guys work through as a team during training camp so you're ready for that first game in week 0?
Just definitely building chemistry with all your new guys coming in, and a lot of the stuff's been the same since we've been there. Offense is still the same, defense is still the same. So really for us, it's just kind of building new team chemistry with the younger guys coming in and building it with them and just being conditioned and repping the plays and doing a good job executing.
Can you guys hang out for another segment? Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk more Murrieta Valley football here with Coach Wilson and Hank Bachmeier. We've got to ask Hank about going to Boise State. Boise State's had a long line of great quarterbacks, in fact, great teams, in fact. And Coach Wilson, I want to ask him more about Southwestern League play. It's going to be tough. Vista Murrieta's got one of the Coley Candell disciples back to lead the program. Bert Esposito's down at Temecula Valley now. It's only going to get tougher, but these guys are trying to make it back to back this year in the Southwestern League. We'll talk more Murrieta Valley football when we come back on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
Yeah, thank God it's Friday.
You gonna call me?
I'ma call you. focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
We're a small family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajalco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
Fernandez and Jeff Corum.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We're talking high school football every single day. We are live and amplified on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM from 3 to 6 p.m. Jeff, we joke about it, but we can only talk about Kawhi for so long. We can only take so much LeBron James. We're talking high school football every single Inland Sports Show, and it's all brought to you by Kin Sporting Goods. More than 40 years in the Inland Empire, providing you with all of your sporting gear needs. And, of course, they can do Letterman's jackets. They'll even bling it out for you if you want. Screen printing, embroidery, they can do it all at Kin Sporting Goods off the 15 freeway in Horsetown, USA, Norco since 1976. All right, we're talking high school football. We got Murrieta Valley in the house. We got Coach Wilson. We got the quarterback, Hank Bachmeier. Hank, I wanted to ask you about Boise State because it wasn't too long ago. I'm not that old, but it wasn't too long ago like Boise State was that, quote-unquote Cinderella team. Like, wow, that scrappy little, Mountain West or WAC school or whatever it was at the time is pretty good. Now they are a national powerhouse, always in the national preseason rankings. Going to Boise State is a huge deal. What was it about the Broncos that you liked?
Really just the family atmosphere there that they had going. I felt just the most comfortable there as far as a lot of my other offers that I had. And then obviously just from, like you said, from a national standpoint, I think that they're one of the best teams in the country. USA Today has them ranked number 14 in the country right now. So when you're saying Cinderella team, I think, like how you said, they're a national standard now, and I think that they can compete against anybody. At the break, you were asking me who they played their first game.
Not this season, but your first season,
yeah,
right?
my incoming year, they play Florida State at Jacksonville Jaguar Stadium. So they play some tough teams. So really for me, I looked at it like they're not a G5. They're a Power 5 school.
Yes, they
that
are. Yeah.
I think could compete against any Pac-12 or any other school in the nation. So for me, that wasn't really an issue. And then I think from everything else, I just think that they were up to par with everything from the facilities, from the offensive scheme to the talent that they had. It was just a really awesome place up there, I think.
Hey, are you excited to play on that purple turf?
Are you colorblind?
Oh, gosh. Is
he really?
Oh, okay, wait. It's not purple. I've been so excited every
You
time.
think it's purple?
Of course I do, man. I'm colorblind.
It probably
Wow.
looks purple to him.
No, it does, actually. When I watched the game, there's a little story here because I do love Boise State football. But the first time I saw the turf, I was like, man, why do they have a purple field? And my buddies were like, what the hell's wrong with you? It's blue, buddy. I'm like, hey, all right, it's blue. Good job, buddy. Yeah, but that's got to be kind of fun. Now, how do you practice on that? Have you when you went on your visit, did you throw any passes on the blue turf?
No, you can't really do any athletic stuff. They can't really watch you do anything.
You didn't sneak away and run the field or anything like that?
I was on the field and
There
I was messing around on it, but I didn't throw on it. But no, I hear that they have seagulls actually come down and
crash into it.
Like it's the ocean.
Yeah.
I'm just shocked that there's seagulls
In Boise.
Now, what made you choose? I mean, honestly, you had probably a number of schools that were interested in you.
Mm-hmm.
What really stood out outside of football? What was the one contributing factor? Because you had mentioned during the break that University of California was after you. But what is it about Boise, and what was it about the school that interested you besides football?
Well, just the environment that it is. I think Forbes just ranked it like the number one fastest growing city in America. So I think just life after football, I could definitely see myself there, just kind of, even maybe raising a family kind of thing. And just, I see myself just like after practice, like jumping in the river, going fishing or something, just laid back. I just felt like really at home and just at peace there. That I really like just the environment there.
So you're telling me after a tough Coach Wilson Murrieta Valley practice, you don't go hop in the pond somewhere and go fishing down there in Murrieta?
No, I'll go hop in the pool after.
There you go. We're talking with Hank Bachmeier. We also got Coach Wilson in the house. We're talking Nighthawk football here. Coach, let's go back to 2014. You told me you're a Rancho Verde guy.
Yeah.
And so you were part of that team that won the CIF title. I think it was it Palm Springs in that championship
at
game?
Palm Springs.
Was it
Absolutely.
2011, I want to say?
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
Yeah. That was it.
You've got a pedigree of winning. You get to Murrieta Valley. Your first year at Murrieta Valley, I had to look it up, 4-6, right?
Yeah,
in 2014.
absolutely, yeah.
Now look at you guys. I mean, what was that transition like from going from a team that finished 4-6 to now one of the top teams in the state? You're Division I in the Southern section. I mean, what was that transition like?
Well, when I first got there, I was the third coach in 3 years. So it was just, you hear coaches talk all the time about this culture stuff and, how you do things and how you act and how you carry yourself and how you handle your business. And, that stuff, that's repetitive. That takes time to build that stuff. So that's what that year was about, just creating behaviors that we can repeat over and over again to start to ingrain a culture.
It's not cliche, right? I mean,
Right,
it's actually it's a real thing.
It's the job. Yeah.
So you build this culture. You go from 4-6. The following season, 2015, you're 9-3. Then that magical season of 2016, you win the Southwestern League Championship. You make it to the finals. You finish 11-3 that season. Last year, 9-3. I mean, at this point, now you just got to keep treading water, right? You got to stay at that level. I mean, the program's been built. Now you have to stay there. What's the key there to keep it at that level that you wanted to see it at?
Well, we take a lot of pride in what we've been doing the last couple years. So I think that's a great motivator for us. I mean, we're a public school with 2,300 kids. I mean, we're just a kind of a run-of-the-mill school. So to achieve what we've achieved and being a top 20 team and all these kinds of things, we set that bar, and it's very motivating because it's not some pie-in-the-sky thing. We've been there for an extended period of time, and so when we're trying to get more out of a practice or more out of a drill or more out of a workout, hey, look at the bar we're at. We don't do normal. We always do above normal. So that's kind of coaching kind of things that come about from that history.
I'm going to steal that. We don't do normal.
No,
that's a great quote. Go ahead, Jeff.
Now, Coach, let's just talk about outside of your school, Vista Murrieta Mesa, your school. What is it in the water out there?
You didn't mention Temecula Valley.
No, I'm talking the Murrieta school. Just
about birds.
It's birds. We'll talk. But Murrieta in general, I mean, it seems to be a hotbed of football in the Inland Empire in Southern California. All three of those teams, like I just mentioned, Vista Murrieta Mesa, and you guys, you're all successful. What is it about the players? What is it that you guys are doing out there that no one else is doing?
I don't know if we're doing anything that no one else is doing. I know that our community is all in on the extracurriculars. If you look across all athletics, Southwestern League reps in every sport.
Yes.
And I think the community of Murrieta, the community of Temecula, parents are all in at a young age. And the level of commitment to athletics, I think in our area is just really high.
Are there big youth programs that are feeding into your schools, or is this just the number of people that like you said are backing these student athletes?
I think there's a quality perspective to it. I mean, we have youth programs, but I think everybody has youth programs. I don't think we have some abnormal amount of youth programs or anything like that. When I first got to Murrieta, the level of play and the commitment level and the level of coaching from my peers in the Southwestern League is remarkable.
You guys have won 13 straight Southwestern League games.
Awesome.
5-0 the previous two seasons, and the year before that you had won 3 to finish off league play. So that's 13 straight wins in Southwestern League play. Coach, the final Southwestern League game of this upcoming season is against Vista Murrieta. That could be for a league championship, head to head. Is that a Thursday night? I saw the date.
It is.
That is a Thursday night.
Yeah.
I wonder, was it a school district thing or
I think our league is doing that.
Okay.
For the last week.
I just want to make sure that's one we don't want to miss. We want to circle that one because there could be a lot of implications going in that game with you guys and Vista Murrieta, both Division I schools. Both look poised to, maybe hopefully make a playoff run. Vista Murrieta had that incredible streak with Coley Candell and what they were doing back in the old Inland Division. And what was it, the West Valley Division, I think it was, they moved into. So it's been a great run, like you pointed out, Jeff, for Murrieta Valley, or just Murrieta football, because
incredible.
I can't think of another town in the IE. I was thinking maybe Redlands, but not even at that level that's had like 3 teams in one town be so successful in football like these guys were last year.
Yeah, and Murrieta Mesa came out of nowhere. I mean, no one talked about it.
Well, they ran into Cajon in the semis, but they had a great year.
They had a great year, and I live out in that area, and I do see all the parental support, the youth programs, and it's just something special. It's something I think a lot of these other communities need to emulate. that they haven't really grasped. But yeah, Murrieta in general has done a great job.
All right, Coach, before we wrap things up, give us something that we can get excited about Nighthawk football. If you've got fans out there listening, say, hey, man, is Murrieta Valley going to be good? They lost Spiker. He's at Washington now. Hank's a senior. I don't want to see him go. Get us excited about Nighthawk football this year for all the fans out there.
Oh, you want some juicy stuff? Huh?
Yeah, the juicy
right.
stuff. That's right.
All right. Well, I think for us on the team, pursuing the back-to-back-to-back, the three-peat is kind of going into the season. We're going after the three-peat. We got Hank's one of the top quarterbacks in the country, running the show. I mean, we've always kind of had another guy besides Hank that's been really prominent guy in the area, and this is Hank's show this year. And so with a nationally ranked quarterback, back-to-back league championships, we're pushing at the three-peat. And like we were talking about last segment, that the Southwestern League, we know they're going to give us games, and that's what we're expecting, and that's what we want. So we expect to win, but we expect them to be close too.
When you do training camp, do you do the morning practices? Do you guys get up early?
We're going to do a couple two-a-days.
Okay.
Go a little old school.
Uh-huh.
So we're going to do at 8 a.m. and at 5 p.m.
Oh, 8 a.m. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
I've heard
we're
worse.
Not crazy. Yeah.
Are you a morning guy or are you a night owl?
I'm a morning guy.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah, I'm a morning guy, but Hank's not a morning guy.
No, I can tell.
Absolutely
Yeah, he's
not a morning guy. But, we stay out of the heat, get two in,
Sure.
Big split. I like the concept of the old two-a-day a little bit. So.
Yeah, that is old school. Hank, 8 a.m., is that okay with you? Can you do 8 a.m.?
I like the 5 o'clock practice better. 5 p.m. That's a little bit better for me.
I totally get it. I'm a night owl. I don't start functioning until about noon or so. I can get up, but you're just not going to get a lot out of me before noon, so I totally get it. Hank Bachmeier, Coach George Wilson, Murrieta Valley football. Thanks, guys, for coming on. We really do appreciate it. We're excited about your upcoming season.
Say hi to somebody out here.
Please, Hank.
Hey, Sean Quay, dilly.
Hank, ladies and
Is Sean
gentlemen,
listening right now?
Hank
Yeah, he is.
Bachmeier.
On Fox Sports.
That's right. What's up, Sean? Hank's in here with his JV champion shirt on, giving you a shout out. Do you have a shout out, Coach? A wife, a friend, because we
His
get brownie
son
points.
Luke is right here. I'm going to give Luke a
Thanks,
shout out
Coach.
because he's got a great
What's up,
name.
Luke?
There you go.
He's big time now.
We love talking Murrieta Valley football. It all starts in week 0 against Santiago. That's August 17th. When we come back here on the Inland Sports Show, we'll take a tour around NFL training camp. Sam Darnold still not at camp for the Jets. And breaking news on the Rams and their uniforms. You're listening to your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
Yeah, thank God it's Friday.
just talking. We know